With its bent wings and long nose, the US Navy's Corsair was one of the most distinctive American fighters of World War II. It was also one of the fastest.
When I flew that thing the first time, I loved it. I think I loved it before I flew it the first time.
As American forces battled across the Pacific and closed in on Japan, the versatile Corsair earned a fearsome reputation, both as a fighter and as a dive bomber. The Japanese called it Whistling Death. At sea, carrier-based Corsairs shot down hundreds of deadly kamikaze suicide planes.
The Corsair was the right aircraft at the right time and in the right place.
In the 1930s, the art of war at sea was dominated by the battleship. It was a floating fortress of steel, which carried enormous firepower. Some also carried spotter planes that were launched from catapults on deck. Originally, few admirals saw these flimsy contraptions as a serious threat. But as aircraft design steadily improved, they were able to carry a range of increasingly heavy weapons. Soon, even the mighty battleships became vulnerable to air attack. These new tactics created a new type of warship, which would transform the whole business of war at sea, the aircraft carrier.
Each day in life is like a carrier landing. If you can walk away from it, you're in good shape.
Keeping the aircraft in fighting trim was a full-time job. Battle damage and landing accidents meant a steady workload for the army of mechanics who worked night and day on the hangar deck. Undamaged aircraft had to be serviced and checked every day. Everything had to be ready for the next mission. Just one overlooked detail could spell disaster.
You go jump in your car, you don't worry about whether you got a flat tire or there's enough oil. You just get in it and you expect it to go, and that's, you eventually get to that point, which is not good on an aircraft. But I think a lot of us pilots did that.
Those guys would work all night long. They would, you know, have to swap wings and tails and engines and propellers and patch holes. And I really admire them. I really do.
They were proud of their airplane, too. They're doing everything they can to keep the thing looking good and performing properly.
Your life was in their hands, and they were dedicated, wonderful guys. When you took off with their aircraft, they went with you. And when you came back, they were happy.